Luis King Kong Ortiz lost focus for 1 second and got knocked out by the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder. Blessed love and blessed night. Oh, boxing world, boxing nation, fighting world, fight nation. It's Coach Fire and this is real life boxing. As I said, King Kong, Luis Ortiz, he lost focus for 1 second and got knocked out by the bronze bomber Deontay Wilder. Hey, before we get into it, I'm going to ask you guys to smash on that like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when all things are being uploaded on Real Life Boxing. Let's talk about it. 24 hours later, after the fight, the big pay-per-view on Fox, King Kong Luis Ortiz was fighting a great fight. Hold on, let's put it into perspective real quick. Both of these guys hurt each other in the first fight, being that Deontay Wilder knocked out Luis Ortiz, but Luis Ortiz also hurt Deontay Wilder in the 7th round of their first fight. So both of these guys were coming into the fight knowing this, knowing that they can hurt the other person and knowing that they can be hurt by the other guy. So with that being said, both guys pretty much came out respecting the other guy. I would say Luis Ortiz was a bit more aggressive, but Deontay Wilder, he was still doing his thing, but just very defensively aware. I feel like he was working on other things besides throwing the right hand. He was keeping Luis Ortiz off with the jabbing to the body, jabbing upstairs, and just feinting with the jab, keeping it out there, keeping Luis off of him, and also hooking around Luis's jab with his left hook. I think that he did a really good job of that. Also going to the body with his lead left hook. He was touching King Kong Luis Ortiz to the body with his lead left hook. But King Kong Luis Ortiz, he was putting on the pressure. You know what I'm saying? He was coming forward behind his jabbing to Deontay Wilder's body and throwing his straight left to Deontay Wilder's body. He was throwing some pretty nice body shots, honestly. He clipped Deontay Wilder in the first round with an overhand left, like the same shot that Deontay Wilder's brother got knocked out with earlier on in the night. That overhand left, Deontay Wilder got clipped with it early from King Kong Luis Ortiz, but he ate it, and he did a pretty good job after that of being defensively aware. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, Luis Ortiz was putting on the pressure. He was throwing. You know what I'm saying? He was trying to touch Wilder with his right hand, going to Wilder's body pretty good. Keeping the distance, you know what I'm saying, keeping his angle so that he couldn't get touched by the right hand. But Wilder, as the fight went on, you can see that Wilder was just being patient and just closing the distance, just being really patient, just closing the distance, because as Luis Ortiz slowed down, as the rounds got on, as he slowed down, not just slowed down, but as he got more comfortable, as Luis Ortiz got more comfortable and slowed down, it'll be easier for Wilder to get that distance that he wanted. And it happened in the 7th round. Like I said, Luis Ortiz was fighting a pretty good fight, being pretty good defensively sound. You know what I'm saying? Both of these guys, the thing is that both of these guys, being southpaw and orthodox, they're both counterpunchers, so they both have to be careful when they throw that. When Luis Ortiz throws his right hand, or Deontay Wilder throws, when Luis Ortiz throws his straight left hand, or when Deontay Wilder throws his straight right hand, they both got to be careful, because the counter is coming back from the other person's straight left or straight right. So both of them, you know what I'm saying, were being defensively sound. Deontay Wilder was even doing a real good job of moving his head, slipping, rolling underneath punches sometime, and like I said, was doing a good job of throwing that left hook. Even though it wasn't always landing, he was keeping Luis Ortiz off bay with it. He was making Luis Ortiz respect it. And I'm gonna talk about that in a different video. But like I said, Luis Ortiz was doing a pretty good job right up until he got a little bit too comfortable with the exchanges, because as the fight went on, I say it was about 6th round. Yep, the 6th round into the 7th round, they started exchanging. There was some nice exchanges of punches, and to me, what was very important in this fight is after the exchange. You know what I'm saying? Because after the exchange, when they're both breaking out, there's distancing. And I felt like the angle and the distance was there even earlier, a few more times before Deontay Wilder actually shot the right hand that he was looking for. I feel like the angle was there a few times before that, but he didn't take it. The distance and the angle. So, like I said, they're getting into these exchanges and then they're breaking out. And Luis Ortiz got a little bit too comfortable. They got into an exchange where they threw some punches, and Luis Ortiz is feeling himself because he's like, all right, yeah, he's throwing punches and he can counter now. So he's kind of feeling himself, and he just, right when they was breaking out and they made that turn, he just lost focus for 1 second. Deontay Wilder, that angle, he was standing too close to him, right inside that angle, and by the time Deontay Wilder shot that right hand, and the thing is that Luis Ortiz, he blocked it, like he had his hand up. It went, but it was too late. The angle was there, the distance was there, and once that right hand goes off, it doesn't matter what you do. Both hands could have went up. He would have got knocked out just like he did Bermane Stiverne. You know what I'm saying? Right through the guard. Deontay Wilder's glove, did it hit Luis Ortiz's glove? Pretty sure. I got to watch it again, but you know, either way, Luis Ortiz had his hand up, and like I said, the distance and the angle was there. You know what I'm saying? They got into that flurry, and they were breaking out the punches, and Luis Ortiz lost focus for 1 second, and he stood right where he shouldn't have been standing. Deontay Wilder had the perfect angle on him. As soon as he turned around, Luis Ortiz was still standing right there. Ooh, he planted his feet and let the right hand go like a missile. You know what I'm saying? And down went King Kong Luis Ortiz. And I mean, like I said in the video last night, looked like somebody shot him out the sky. When you get hit on the top of your head, your forehead is a hard spot. You know what I'm saying? That's supposed to be a hard spot. Dudes break their hands hitting somebody on their forehead. For the simple fact that he could hit him on his forehead like that and get that type of reaction. I mean, this dude's legs crumbled from underneath him. Both legs bent underneath him. They popped out, and he was just paralyzed, you know, head up, just paralyzed, looking at the referee like, I'm coming, referee. Hold up, I'm coming. That's what his head is saying. Hold up, I got it. I'm coming. But his body was like, no, you're not. You're laying down right here. So, you know, like I said, pretty good technical fight, though. I know a lot of people are hating on Deontay Wilder, you know, saying this and saying that, or he was supposed to knock out King Kong Luis Ortiz. Pretty good technical fight, man. I don't see, you know, as much shit people talk about King Kong Luis Ortiz. I don't see no other heavyweights running up to fight him. You know what I'm saying? Pretty good job by both fighters. But like I said, King Kong Luis Ortiz lost focus for 1 second, and he paid for it. I want you guys to tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section, man. I think it was a pretty good fight up until it lasted. You know what I mean? I can't say it's boring, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm watching it from the standpoint that I'm watching it at, you know what I'm saying? And like I said, with coaching and everything, you know, pretty good fight. You know, especially when you're looking at it from, you know, with the southpaw and the orthodox fighter at such a high level, you know what I'm saying? Because like I said, regardless of what people say about King Kong Ortiz, his age, really good and skilled fighter with power, and you got to be careful when you go in there with him, man. So shout out to the Bronze Bomber for getting this job done, and like I said, shout out for King Kong Luis Ortiz for going out on the shield, putting up a good fight, and coming out of the fight, you know, safe and unharmed physically, even though he took a pretty good knockout. You know what I'm saying? I seen a video on ES News with them after the press conference, going into the Deontay Wilder's hotel room, and Luis Ortiz was out there in the hallway going into his room, and you know what I mean? It was just joyous. It was just joyous. I hope you guys enjoyed the fight. You guys tell me what y'all think about it in the comment section. Until then, keep fighting your fight. Protect yourself at all times. Peace and one love. It's real life boxing.